spiritually. There are many people who believe in spirit and they think the spirit exists. But there are other people who didn't also believe in spirit, because they said the spirit, they didn't exist. They are not human beings. So we have those who are Christians but still believe in spirit. Right now we have some who are on the spiritual aspect, who are worshiping gods and those spirits like trees, mountains, and the rest. They think those spirits can help them. So what is the worldwide temple of Nunology, the concept of spirituality?
Our approach or concept of spirituality goes back to the root of where these doctrines came from, of the root of where they came from. And as I mentioned earlier, that root is the Nile Valley culture that they call the Egyptian culture. And to call it the Egyptian culture is a deception in itself. Because if you allow them to define Egypt for you, whether it be geographically define it, historically define it, religiously define it, it has nothing to do with Africa. But it's a part of the African continent. But if you let them explain it to you, you won't even realize Egypt is a part of Africa. And you won't even realize the Egyptian doctrine is an African doctrine. They won't teach you this. You follow? So that's why we call ourselves Nunologists, and our doctrine is Nunology. Because that's what it was before. They called it Egyptology. And when you look up the definition of the word Egyptology, Egyptology is just a study of Egyptian antiquities or Egyptian antiques. Meaning that these people were just studying relics and trying to figure out what the hell these relics meant. And you have people basing their whole teachings and understandings and concepts of Egypt off of some Indo-European, antique dealers and grave robbers. You follow? Taking texts, calling them the coffin text, the funerary text. You follow? Misnaming all of this stuff. Because they're going into the graves of these people that live there and taking relics, ancient relics. And they create a sect called Egyptology off of this. And you have people basing their definitions and concepts of the Nile Valley culture off of this stuff. You follow? And this happened, these misinterpretations from this happen when you don't connect it to its root, which is the traditional African system, you follow, that will help give you a firm understanding and grasp of what these antiquities or antiques or these these texts or these writings are talking about. You follow what I'm saying? Where they don't connect the two, where they have you thinking that it's separate from the traditional system of Africa. When it's the same, the essence of the traditional system. Not a lot of the stuff you see today. Like I said, most of the signs and the symbols and the doctrines and the ceremonies and the rites and rituals of the traditional African system has to be retaught because it's forgotten for the most part. And when you get the essence of that, you'll see that a lot of what they're doing today has been taken out of concept. You follow what I'm saying? And then you have the ancient doctrine that needs to be infused back into it to give it its meaning again, to give it its substance again. You follow? So in these original Nile Valley doctrines concerning the spirit and the soul, there was a clear distinction, as I mentioned earlier, a clear distinction. And that distinction was the fact that the spirit, called the Ka, as you can see, the similarity or the exactness of the Akan word Kra for spirit and the Nile Valley word, the Hieratic word Ka. Ka. You follow what I'm saying? Ka. So you see Ka and Kra. Same. That tells you they came from the same root. So you had the Ka, which was different and not the same as what they call the Ba. the word for soul, the high-rated word, or what they call a soul today. The Ka had its definition and meaning, and the Ba had his. You had the Ka and the Ba. You had the sciences that dealt with the Ka. People call it Hika. You follow? And then you had the sciences that dealt with the Ba, or the soul. You follow? These were the original doctrines on this stuff, and they were not interchangeable. If you look at the hieroglyph for the Ka, you see two arms raised up. Right? You see it's like a U shape, but it's two arms, the hands at the tip of each arm raised up. That was the symbol for the Ka. And the symbol for the Ba was a bird with the head of a man. Or in some cases, it's simply a bird. You follow? So you have a bird in one aspect, and then you have arms raised up in another. So you have the soul in being symbolized by a bird that flies in the heavens, or the skies. And then you had the Ka, or the spirit, who was reaching towards the heavens, or the skies. Letting you know there were two different things. You follow? So this is where we get we teach our concept based on the original doctrines of Africa. You follow? The true sciences of the soul, the true sciences of the spirit, or the Ka and the Ba.